And the ancient Egyptians, they had boats that they could very easily. Archaeologists have shown that when the ancient Egyptians would go and travel to the land of Punt, which I believe may have been here. If we follow this line, we see a submerged land here. They can't find the land of Punt. It's almost like a mythological land. They would build their boats on the Nile, and they could either take the Nile or they would break them down and then reassemble them here in the Red Sea. And they did this very, very well. And the fact that they could break their boats down would allow them to pass through Panama. They didn't need a Panama Canal. They could just break the boat down and come through Panama and then enter onto the Pacific. So it's all just extremely interesting. And I feel like this evidence is so overwhelming that you know there's going to be people who deny this. However, the people who have common sense will realize that there were global trading paths, and they'll realize that the archaeologists are hiding something. And if we look at what is known as the Ulu Burun shipwreck, it happened off the coast of Turkey. The thing that was interesting about this shipwreck was that this ship contained copper so pure that it could have only come from the copper mines of Lake Superior. And if you just start digging, you'll find that there's all sorts of things that point towards these discoveries, and this is how they did it. They used an astrolabe. They used their ancient monuments to point them in the proper directions, and they followed these paths, and they had places to stop. They had places like Easter Island. And then if you check out the gentleman I suggested, his YouTube channel, he talks about, he's actually a native of Tonga, and that's how he got interested in the subject. And he, on his island, he realized that there were ports, and they all pointed to the different islands of the Pacific. Now, if you look at these Pacific Islanders, Tonga actually was considered to have one of the greatest empires in human history in the area of land or ocean. And they controlled all the islands of the Pacific. And he talks about how there was once a Stonehenge monument on that island. And he looks into the paths of the island of direction to go to the different islands. And it's just really incredible of this trade that they had going on, this empire they had here. And, it all comes back to the ancient myths of Atlantis, and which possibly could have been in this area known as Sundaland, which was the former continent that was above water during the Ice Age. And while people can be over-exaggerating and over-exaggerate stories such as Alexander the Great's story or the story of Atlantis, there's still some truth to it. And that's what's driven me as I keep finding these small truths. And it's taken me to this point of revelation to realize that these lines were actually trade routes. And I would encourage you, this world's a crazy place, and I don't know if this video is going to be kept up or if they're going to try and take my channel down or whatnot. I'm expecting some sort of resistance or censorship. And for those of you who find this interesting, if you would take this video, download it, re-upload it, rename it something different, just to get this information out there, because that's what I care about. I'm gonna write a book, but you know what? I'm also gonna, when I release this book, I'm going to do it in a way where you can access it for free on the internet. I want free PDF files of this book on the internet. If you want to help support my work, I'll have it for sale on Amazon. I don't know when I'm going to get this book done, but I do believe it's important. I want it to be extremely well researched. So it could be a very long time before I get it out there. But I'm just letting you guys know that my main priority is to get information out, not self-preservation. I want to free the human mind. I care more about the world and balance than I do about myself and money. Okay? And so I want to spread this information as far as possible. And if I could get your guys' help with that, that would be the most fantastic thing ever.